I need to start getting life experiences. Well, it's like true. It's like,
I need to start getting life experience.
well, it's like for writing, it's like I need to do things
That's amazing, dude. I've never
to
heard
like get stuff.
anyone say that.
Well, then, because if not, then I'm just writing from shit I remember. That's like a year ago, I went through a breakup. Like I was dating a girl that I met in recovery, in AA, and then I like shied away from comedy a little bit, which is why I'm afraid to get into a relationship, because I'm afraid that, because I'm so obsessive. So like, if I get into a relationship, I'll start obsessing about
Over
that
person.
Yeah, and then
Got you.
it'll take my, and then like I was having a conversation with Donald Evans, and he was like, "That's bullshit. Like you can balance your life, and also I need like experiences, so I need to go out and do things." But anyway, so like this was a year ago, and I broke up with her, and then we got back together, and that always works out when you start dating it. Because every time you break up with someone, there's a reason why you break up with them. And then
Yeah, no, I've been there.
and then she broke up with me after that. And I was like all fucked up, but I was like motivated, and I had like it like helped me so much. I was writing and going out. And then after that, that started wearing, like the heartbreak, I started feeling better, and I'm like, fuck. And I felt like I lost that like steam that I had from.
No, you lose your edge, dude. When you have a good girlfriend, or like just like that other person.
Yeah, because I'm happy.
You lose your gangster, bro.
Yeah.
Immediately.
yeah. So that started wearing out.
You'll catch it slowly fading, dude. Like I had it, dude. There was one point, my apartment was decorated completely by my girlfriend.
Oh no.
Like it was dope.
Oh, was it?
But after we broke up, women would come over, and they would just be like, "What the like."
Because it was still nice. I mean, it's still decorated.
So nice, dude. And they would be like, "There's no way that he
did this,
like matched the dream catcher to the coffee table and all this."
Someone was here.
Yeah. Oh no, dude. It was a total. It looked like I stole this apartment, or it was like an Airbnb of like some crystal chick. That was like the whole. It was insane.
But it must have been nice to have it, because it's like it's nice to come.
Oh, it was dope. I'm like
feng shui and all that. Hadn't been so nice.
Oh, when I brought girls back to the apartment, I'm like, they're about to get their mind blown. Like they don't even know that my mirror fucking matches the accent.
Yes.
I'm like,
you're so good. I love it.
It was actually like, it actually made me more sad. I'm just like, I miss the person that decorated this place.
Yeah, but do you find that when you're like heartbroken, it helps your comedy? Kinda.
Oh, way better.
Yeah.
You have to. It's almost a disease where something horrible will happen to me, or like just a certain situation, and I just start laughing because I'm like, this is another 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like if I was in a padded room, I'd be like, "Whoo, this is 5 minutes.
This is great.
5 minutes."
Yeah. The worse my life is, the better it is for comedy. And so,
which in turn is better for your life.
Yeah. Well, it's good to like feel things, and like for a long time, I thought any kind of feeling, I didn't want to feel anything.
I feel like I gotta pay you for this session, dude.
Right? Yeah. We're gonna get down to this.
You really gotta feel things, and
you do.
Experience.
You gotta be miserable, and then like, but like it's like that spectrum. So like,
it's yin
if
and
you're
yang.
feeling miserable, that means that you have that room to go back up.
Oh, it's
and when you go back up, that feels good.
It's like it's just the whole sword in the fire
analogy. Yeah.
But more than most people, because the highs of comedy.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And the lows of comedy are. You know who actually said this the other day? My dad. He's like, no wonder all these comedians just kill themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's like you go from this show to like a manager or someone just being like, oh, you didn't file your paperwork correctly. And you're like, you should have seen me last night. And it's like this weird ego and self-doubt.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck am I, dude? Like it goes into like this weird thing. But going back to the dating and the rehab thing, let me ask you a question. Has anyone met in rehab and had a solid relationship?
Very few.
Yeah.
So like in like AA, people will meet. A lot of the times it's like, so like codependency is a huge thing in addiction. So like people, so like you get sober, and you usually get sober, you're single and you lost a lot of stuff.
And you don't have that thing.
You don't have that thing that makes you feel complete, and you don't have drugs or alcohol. So you feel like a hollow shell of a person. And so you go into AA or NA or whatever, and the immediate thing that a lot of people do, and also what I wanted to do, is find someone. And so like a lot of people get into a relationship early on, and it's just catastrophic because like, you know, no one has their shit together in the beginning. So you get into a relationship, and then when it inevitably ends, then you're all fucked up. The other person's all fucked up, and then you're probably going to relapse. But sometimes there's some relationships that work out. Not a lot though. And then like if it does, there's a better chance if you find someone that's sober like a year or two in, when you both have stable sobriety. And
right, someone has to be the balancing.
Yeah, and you're in a good place in life. Because really in the beginning it's just like you're just trying to feel complete, and then it's a disaster. But also it's like, you know, it's fun to fucked up girls.
Yeah, no,
they're all messed up. And
it is unfortunate that the worse a woman is for you, the better at sex she is.
Yeah,
100%.
It's almost always that way.
Well, that's like when you meet it's that whole like the yin and the yang, the complete opposite. Because like when I was growing up, I'd noticed friends' parents who like the mom talks a lot.
Yeah.
The dad doesn't say a fucking
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
And then it's flipped. Like if the mom's quiet, but the dad's like eccentric.
Yeah.
And over the top. It's just like that complete yin and yang.
Well, that's like the dynamic I think that works the best as far as longevity. Not necessarily a good relationship, but when there's, I mean, like two people that are like strong personalities, it's going to be fun and probably really good sex, but there's no way that's going to last 47 years.
It's awful. It's
so
awful.
One has to be the dominant. Yeah, I've noticed that too.
I pulled the cord recently, like probably like actually this time last year. There was this girl. She was like a former like Bucks cheerleader, and I'm like, how am I like, you know, dating this girl? And it was like, she was just like, I found out she had like a TikTok channel, and she was editing her videos, and I'm like, oh, we do the same thing. She's not gonna complain about me editing. This is gonna be great. But bro, it was like, she was just too much, bro. Always being, it was like influencer mode.
Always on her phone. Couldn't turn it off.
Dude. What's up, guys? I'm a dietitian, former cheerleader. And bro.
Former cheerleader.
Bro, and it was
She's
like.
proud about that.
Bro, it was like.
Former cheerleader.
But it was always that like.
Yeah.
So we're going to put the avocado and we're going to mix it. And I'm like.
Shit.
Bro. And it was like.
Taking pictures of their food.
Oh.
Which actually I took a picture of my wings last night.
Damn,
felt really douchey. I posted it right away before I even thought about eating them.
Wow.
I took a picture of them. And then
and you immediately felt something though.
Put it and then like halfway through eating the wings, I checked my Instagram to see if anyone
saw the wings.
Saw them and like pressed the heart button. I have an issue. But yeah, it's like
nah, dude, but the thing is, you're aware.
I'm aware, and I can.
That's almost. Now it's almost acceptable. You go like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Like, if you say like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit while you send it.
Yeah, I say that all the time, whether I'm on my phone or not.
So the fact that you're aware of it makes it okay.
Well, yeah, so I'm guessing she was just like full, like no shame, just on her phone, okay with it. Just
no, she would, it's just like, she would post a video, like trying to fit the video in 60 seconds, but then she would talk to you like I had a time limit, and it made me like not want to hang out, you know? Like she was speaking to me like it was the video, she was going to have to edit it later, if that makes sense.
Wait.
Sean, so we got to go to the restaurant. They have the best wine. And you were like, you could tolerate it because she was like so beautiful. But
she was staying in character.
After like 90 days, you're just like, bro.
How long were you guys together?
Like 90 days.
How'd you guys meet?
One of the apps.
Mm.
Yeah. They don't sponsor the show, so.
Yeah, but we'll say it.
We can't plug them.
Yeah. Have you ever hooked up with a comedy groupie?
Almost.
Really?
There's currently one right now, and I've identified the comedy groupie.
From Orlando?
Yeah, dude.
Melbourne?
This girl will text LeBron good game, bro. I found this shit out. She DMs everyone.
Yeah,
bro.
you got to plant the seeds.
Everyone.
You got to plant a seed. You never know which one's going to grow.
I don't hate it. I actually respect her more when I'm like, oh, you just mass DM people that you would potentially like. I'm like, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Not like that, but
right.
That would be funny. Some like gymnast does like a triple backflip. You're like, nice.
Nice. Just saw that on NBC. Great job. You should have got the gold.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave you bronze. It seems a little corrupt.
She's gonna look at it.
I don't know if Vegas got involved.
Yeah.
You know, if you're betting like women's gymnastics, you got a huge problem.
Do you bet? I mean,
So
do you gamble?
This
Do you bet?
this last year and the beginning of this year, sports betting has gotten me out of some horrific situations. So it's done the opposite for most.
Has it ever fucked you?
No, because I don't bet like an idiot.
Right.
You know, if I do, it's like house money. So like I'm pretty good at UFC. So I get like, I'll turn like 100 into 600, but then I'll bet the whole 600 because you think like, oh, I'm the shit. I can't lose.
And
but
you're not like betting money that you didn't have before.
That's the thing.
So you're not fucking yourself completely.
Exactly. Like I'll put 100 in, and if I lose that 100 immediately, I don't like run to the ATM,
right?
Or like buy $100 in Bitcoin and try and.
But it's exciting though, you know.
Yeah, but you have to detach yourself from everything, and that's like, I think the hardest part. Like I don't know, it's the whole thing of like, if I were to get a serious girlfriend, would it be like the whole like, oh, move in with me thing? Like, it's just you gotta stay detached, bro. Because I mean, I feel like that's the only way to do this comedy thing, bro.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be
as hard as it is.
The only way it's gonna work for me is if I have like a relationship, but I'm not, and which I don't know if I could do because I've never been in a relationship where when I've been able to be detached. Like, okay, I like her, but she's not my entire, world or whatever. Right. She's just part of it. I need,
But even if she is just a part of it, bro, that's like a third of your time.
Yeah, that's no good. And I don't want to go on dates and, I don't want to, like, I'm never going to not do a show. I'm always going to do it. It's like there are those like girlfriends that will just come with the guy to the show. And that's what I want. I just want I guess I want a comedy groupie girlfriend, or not that, but like someone's like really into comedy. Our dates can be her coming with me to a show. That's where I'm kind of at right now. Yeah. But the problem is like women only like that so long. Right. Yeah. 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 And then you're like, I will be a great boyfriend or whatever to you, but not right now. Exactly. So it's a whole timing thing. And I don't think a lot of girls are like want to do
They
that.
don't want that conversation, bro.
A girl's not going to believe in you that much. Like, there's very few. Like, what I need is a girl that believes in me, and it's like, okay.
But even if they
you're
do,
an investment.
it's still that. It still goes back to that same dynamic. Like here's like an example. I was talking to Miguel about this. I'm like, if I accidentally had a kid, I would be terrified. Not because I would be like, I know I would be such a great father, but I wouldn't be. I don't know if I could do comedy still.
No,
because I would focus on being such a good dad.
Yeah, you would have to.
And that's the thing with having like a girlfriend is like you'd be that like boyfriend of the year, but you're like, fuck, I don't want to be because I'm selfish. And
well, right now, where we are right now, we really can't. We really can't be in like a full on relationship.
I know.
It's just you can't do it.
That
think
sucks.
if there's a relationship that's established already, and like it's understood that hey, I'm not going to be around all the time, then that could work.
Well,
or if you get into a relationship where she's cool with you not being around, so it's a very for me, it's a very specific relationship that I have to get.
There, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, you almost have to find a woman that's like so professional.
Yeah,
like they're like the ideal is like a woman that's like, I don't know if I want to have kids, but I could, like, I'm possibly open to it.
Yeah.
But also she's like a surgeon or like a dentist or
has her like own profession or like, that she cares about.
Oh, I'm a realtor, but I'm going back to law school. Like that kind of like high profile, super independent. Like I'll see you maybe once a week.
That's really what I need, like a once or twice a week thing.
Because you don't want to knock her off her grind.
No, but she doesn't want to knock me off mine.
Exactly.
But I can't. So like, I had this like little fling recently. I told her that I couldn't. Like we had a conversation where she's like, I want kids. My goal is straight up to get married to someone that can provide for me and wants to start a family. And I'm like, my goals are opposite of that. So like we had the first date, or not really a date, we just walked around a park, because I'm not going to spend money on you. Unless I know that it's but then so like at the end of that,
smart.
At the end of that, we're like, okay, we're not right for each other. So bam, I felt good about it. I'm like,
that's awesome, dude.
It was like a grown up thing where we like liked each other, but we both understood that it wasn't right. But then we started hanging out anyway, and I was just like, we can hang out, but let's just like, we don't always need to have. What I believe is you can get into a relationship kind of knowing that almost certainly it's not going to last,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some girls, like, they have to be in a relationship where at least there's an illusion or like a path where it could be forever, because that's what a lot of times for people, what makes a relationship exciting is like, oh, this is my like my soulmate or whatever. It's like,
yeah, I've never felt that. I don't think.
Me neither.
I think it's like, my thing is always like, why do we have to like rush to do this ring thing? It's like, I don't like the checklist of everything, but yeah, I don't know, man. You gotta find someone that like kind of fits in with your schedule, because it's just like, I don't know, bro. I want this shit so bad, man.
Yeah, me too. And like, I'm totally okay with it. Like, I'm okay with being alone. It's just those moments. There's moments where like at the end of the night, I'm like, it would be nice to like lay down and watch a movie and cuddle and, have sex and like do that. So like, I'll get home sometimes and like wish I had that. But like for the majority, it's like I don't need it. It's like
that was that Cat Williams thing. He was like singles being great till you come home to that lonely ass kitchen.
Yeah. It's great until like it's not great.
Bro, I was cooking jalapeno poppers at like 2 a.m. last night.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, those like, ugh.
But there's the guy that has 5 kids and a mortgage, and he's like, I wish I could cook jalapeno poppers at 2 a.m. without my wife coming downstairs going, Dave, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Dave, it's 2 a.m.
Those are for the kids.
You're going to miss your meeting. You have a meeting tomorrow with your boss.
See, that sounds miserable, yeah. I don't know how long I could go without blowing my brains out in that kind of situation. So but it goes back to the yin and the yang.
Here's the thing.
Balance.
You have to learn, like, no matter what you're doing, you're probably eventually not going to like it.
Yeah.
So go hard at one thing, and hopefully that's like the thing that when it does work, it's the funnest thing in the world. And that's what this is, dude, is like the problem with, not the problem, but you keep getting these little carrots in comedy.
And it's fun.
And it's
enjoyable. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. I have absolutely nothing. I'm making, little to no money doing comedy. But I'm enjoying it. Like, it's my most, like, as soon as I get into a car to drive to a show, I immediately get excited and happy. So I know I'm doing the right thing because I'm happy doing it. And if I was miserable doing it with the mindset is that if I keep working at it, eventually this is going to be great, then I wouldn't do it. But I know it's good because I'm enjoying it now. No,
that's what it is. And then they say once you do get to that level of like you're doing it for a living, you look back on the times where you're like, man, remember when this, and then that's the whole yin and the yang thing again, is because it's like in order to appreciate the great, you have to go through like the absolute shittiest time.
Yeah, but enjoy it anyway.
Right.
It's frustrating.
Easier said than done.
So like the most miserable times I have in comedy is when I'm thinking of the lack of what I don't have and what I'm not accomplishing and how I don't have a social media presence, and then like comparing myself to other comedians is the worst thing because that's really going to make you miserable. And so there's a lot of different ways where you can make yourself miserable in comedy in the place that we are right now. But it's like, I don't have to do that. I have to trust the process, which sounds whatever, but it's like trusting the process, working on getting better, having fun with it. And like, because if I keep doing this and continuing to progress, the things that I want right now in the future, if I get those things, I'm going to have, if I keep like that mindset, I'm just going to get to the part that the place in comedy that I'm dreaming of being right now. And then I'm going to want a whole new set of goals and things that I'm going to stress about.
Oh, every time.
So, and cause like 2 years ago, I was fantasizing about being where I am right now, which is like being able to get booked and doing shows and traveling. And now very rarely am I like, I made it to this point. I'm just, I'm just constantly, I want these things now.
Yeah, it's so
crazy. Like that can be like a miserable feeling,
Right. But people do that in all aspects.
Oh, of course. Any profession. Life. Yeah.
And so, it makes you really understand like the person that has it all, but to them, they're not doing well.
Well, they have it. They don't have it all in their mind.
The dispensary manager or the owner actually, we won't say names, but he would come in and he would just be like, he would grab 50 grand every day from the safe and then he would just go back to his beach house. But he secretly like hated that he owned a dispensary. He was like a Wall Street guy, right?
Right.
Making like crazy money. He's like, my friend just made $50 million this month. And he was like it's, he was
comparing.
He was like, very angry.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's making $12 million a year owning a dispensary. And one day I was like, he said something to me and I did like a show with someone and he was like, oh, this dude thinks he's, some fucking superstar now. Look at him. And I was like, I'm just trying to be like you. And he's like, you don't want to be me. I'm like, you're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, just what I want to do. Be 50 years old and sell weed with you morons. And then he walks away,
Wow.
dude. And I was like, this guy's a legend, bro.
Yeah. He's not, man.
I always replay that line in my head. Yeah, just what I want to be. 50 years old selling weed with you morons. And we're all in there like,
oh no.
We're all in there high as shit. Just
you got to feel like a piece of shit after that. Oh, what an asshole.
No, he was like the coolest dude, bro. He would like tell us to come get his surfboards and go surfing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like all that shit. And he would like pay us way more than he probably should have.
He just like, and I guess that goes back to you have to be happy with what you're doing.
Exactly.
Right now.
Like he has the absolute dream life of just picking up 50 grand cash every day, ordering Chinese food to the dispensary.
That's pretty
asking
nice.
us like what car he should buy next.
Oh.
And then going back to his beach house and betting on horses for the remainder of the day.
Poor guy.
And you're just like, and in his mind, he's like, I'm a fucking loser because my friend on Wall Street just pulled in another $50 million.
So he's just constantly
It's like high
himself.
level,
yeah.
The highest level of like, I am not, I am like, what I'm doing is worthless. Like, my life sucks. But it's like, no, dude, you have a beach house. Like, the perspective is so
It's just
off.
the mindset.
Yeah.
And I feel like that always happens from comparing yourself to someone else. Because, like, that sounds like something he always seems to say. It's like, I have people on Wall Street, making millions,
right.
Whatever. It's like, let's be happy where you are. Thankful. Gratitude is the attitude.
Yes, sir.
Say that in AA.
I've been saying that the last, they really say that in AA?
They say, yeah. So they'll say like, how about some gratitude in your attitude? The AA has a lot of sayings that they throw at you. But yeah, but they're all like pretty good sayings. Like they help you if you say them.
No, yourself. Yeah, like true gratitude.
Meetings are great. I mean, like it's like for alcohol addiction, but really it's just like there could be people that could just go to meetings and just lie, just say I'm an alcoholic, but then get like a lot. Even like if you don't work the program, just going to meetings, I'll leave a meeting and feel really good.
Oh, it's probably the best thing in the world.
It's nice.
That's why during the pandemic, man, it was so bad that they stopped doing that, or they did the virtual one.
Yeah, well, a lot of places they had them. They had like these underground AA meetings where they didn't say anything. And by the way, a meeting is the only place where if you do compare yourself to other people around you, you'll feel better about yourself. Like there's been some meetings I'm like, thank God I'm not that guy.
Oh my God.
So you'll gain gratitude from just like oh man, it would suck to be in that guy's position.
You almost need to see, like I thought about this in Los Angeles, you would be, like I'd wake up on a bunk bed some mornings and your bank account would be negative $200. And I go, okay, I have to drive Uber at least 12 hours today just to get my account out of the negative, because you can cash out as soon as you're done. You're like, thank God I have a whole tank of gas just so I can get out of debt for the day. Yeah. And the only thing keeping you alive is that you're at the Laugh Factory, and the fact that you drove past a guy shitting in the storm drain with a heroin needle sticking out of his neck, and you're like, you know what, dude? At least I'm not fucking that guy. And that's the ultimate gratitude.
That's when you feel good. And then like, the other part you said, like, I'm at the Laugh Factory tonight. It's like you can have absolutely nothing, but knowing knowing that you have a good spot somewhere that you want to perform, it's like that means so much.
Does that just mean we love it so much, or are we completely retarded?
Both. No, but it's like that. We see that like a good spot at a good show. That means so much because
I sold out the Chuckle Hut tonight.
Yeah, that feels so good because that matters so much to us.
They're gonna shut my power off.
Yeah, in anyone else's life, there's different people value different things
my God,
as currency.
People, this is why, this is the craziest thing, is I truly believe there's not a lot of Asian comedians because the parents are like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
You know what? I've never seen a homeless Asian person, and it's always blown my mind.
I don't think I have either.
My dad called me about 2.5 years ago in downtown Sarasota, and he said, "You'll never believe what the fuck I'm looking at right now." And I said, "What?" He goes, I said, "I saw this homeless guy," or he said, "I saw this." Bro, sorry, it's the most fucking random phone call I ever got.
It'd be funny if you guessed it right away. You'll never believe what I'm looking at. A homeless Asian guy. How did you know? You guessed right away.
I see this Asian guy with a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, what is he doing? Why does he have so much stuff? And he goes, it took me a minute to realize that he was homeless. And I was like, why? He goes, you never see a homeless Asian person. No. They always have their shit together.
Always, yeah.
And he was like, man, the economy is really fucking up.
Yeah, you know the economy's
and
bad.
I just started laughing so hard, dude, because it's just like, yeah, dude, my dad could have easily done this shit.
It's just like eating rice off a sidewalk with chopsticks. It's brutal. Yeah, so your dad's funny. That, you know, man, what a good point.
Yeah, it's just like they're always top tier, and I feel like as soon as your parents find out that you're on a couch and you're arguing with them, and you're like, "Yeah, I live on a couch, Dad, but I'm at the Laugh Factory." And he goes,
"Yeah,
I don't care. I'm at the Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
Your cousin dentist."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Fuck, dude, I should go get my master's." You know?
Yeah, I feel that pressure, but like. Yeah, I feel like with me, I was like, I want to do comedy. My parents didn't really care, really.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have high hopes for me from the beginning, like for
That's
like years. True. Well, like for years, you know, this is like the most focus I've ever been on anything. I was just a drug addict for years. Yeah. So just the fact that I'm obsessed about something that's not, you know, killing me is a win.
Yeah. Oh, this is killing you. It's just going to take a lot less time.
Yeah, it's definitely killing me. Yeah. But it will kill you. Well, it's kind of scary, like how many comedians die young, you know?
Or live forever.
Yeah.
And perform.
One of the two.
And take your spot and bump you at the...
Yeah. At Milk.
Yeah. You got a special guest tonight. He's never going to quit. Give it up for this guy.
Yeah. This guy's always going to be here.
You want to talk about not quitting? Give it up for...
Jimmy Moynihan.
No, it's awesome, dude. It is really the only thing that I've ever stuck with. I've had 750 jobs, but I've always done comedy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're a good comedian. And...
Well, thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. You heard it here. Yeah, I feel like you're one of those guys that as long as you don't stop, you'll like keep getting to the next level.
I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's really what it comes down to, dude.
It's just like the ups and downs are brutal. Like it really is. Like as much as I tell myself, don't let one set like dictate your entire mood for the night. That's exactly what I'll do. I'll feel like the worst comic ever if I eat shit because it's like as much as I don't want it to be personal, the jokes I tell they feel like a part of me. So if people don't laugh at it,
your act is like where I'm trying to get to is like I can like share more of who I am. Yeah. Without being like, oh God, are you doing this right now?
Right.
Because like coming up in the New York scene, it was like there was no time to be like, this is a little bit about me. People be like, yo, put the Yankees game back on. Fuck this guy.
That is never good.
But it's
when
like,
a comic says a little bit about me. No one gives a flying fuck
exactly,
at all about you. You got to give them a
Exactly.
reason to want to know about you
So that was the thing. It was like, you got to come up with
right away.
with punches
Yeah.
immediately. Like, do that. Like, you guys ever, and then like hit them with something.
Yeah, just hook them
Uh-huh.
with a good premise and then make them laugh.
As quick as possible.
There's no like, I think the problem sometimes is like comics are like, well, I want to be personal. I want to bring people in to who I am, but you got to be funny while you do it. You
Exactly.
can't, especially if you're doing a 10-minute set, you can't
Right.
like, you got to fucking make them laugh that whole 10 minutes.
Yeah, so many. I feel like a lot of like younger comedians or people that, you know, I guess just don't have it, is like they try to share this whole story about them, but it's not even. There's no punchline, and
No.
it's just like this very drawn out 5 minutes of like,
Yeah.
you know, and
You
my
gotta have
dad's wacky, and you're just like, you know, but yeah, it's like, dude, write one joke.
Write one joke, and if it's gonna be long, you got to have somewhere specific that you're going to. Like you have to have. If it's anything longer than a minute, like it better be a solid punch, or you just take, because like if it bombs, you have like a minute and a half setup to a joke that doesn't hit.
Oh my god!
And where do you go from there?
And people don't
other than
have
to
time for
slit your
minute long
wrist?
setups, dude.
No.
They just, it's like people get on stage and they think that we're not in the iPhone age of like people see a clip or they scroll instantly.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'll do. I'm like, this isn't good for the internet, but I can't think like that too much. If I'm trying to build like an hour, not or whatever, then I can't think too much about like, oh man, this isn't clippable, or because like I'll start
Right.
editing. I'm like, this is, and then even like the first 15 seconds kind of has to be funny. Like for the internet, if you have like a 10-second setup that's not really interesting, gonna bring people in, no one's gonna watch it.
Right. And then it's like, oh, the thumbnail's not good.
Yeah,
I hate the whole like, yeah, I really do hate social media, man.
it's the worst.
I really don't like it. But at the same time, it's like everyone's kind of playing the game, you know? There's no way to avoid it.
Yeah, crowd work clips. As much as people shit on them.
I don't do crowd work.
Yeah, you don't? I feel like you'd be good at crowd work. You're quick, you know?
I just like doing my act, man, and making people laugh. And,
Yeah.
you know, people say, like, I'll do crowd work if someone heckles.
Yeah, but that's not really crowd work.
Yeah,
It's
it's crowd control.
crowd control,
Yeah.
yeah. But like I'll listen to my sets.
I like crowd control.
Do you listen back to your sets?
I like to say yes, but I listen to like the first 10 seconds and I'm like, oh.
Oh no, the bad ones are the ones you have to listen to, which is absolutely just torture. Because you're like,
Yeah.
because like I'll listen, like especially if it's like a heckler or something, I'll listen to how I handled it, and I'm like, I'll think like, oh fuck, I could have said this, and I'll think of the best things, and
Well, there you go.
but then it's like, okay, so let me take in this information, and next time, you know, I'll call this guy, you know, I'll get, you know, I guess, and I feel like the people that handle hecklers the best are people that just have heard everything and know how to handle, you know, basically anything that comes your way.
Yeah. I think you have to trash the person immediately.
Yeah, trash them hard.
That's my biggest clip is that.
Oh,
Moon
dude,
Room
that's
clip.
so good.
And I was so mad at the time.
Yeah,
I was on stage because it's like, you know, you drive an hour in the rain
yeah.
and then you get there, you barely find parking, run upstairs, and it's just like some lady mid like joke is like, yeah, fam, garbage.
Yeah, with no thought, drunk, absolutely no thought put into it, and then like on stage, I want to be like, you have no idea how much I'm gonna think about this till like 3:00 in the morning tonight.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna go home and not think
And
about
just
it
pass
twice.
the fuck out.
And, sleep
drool
like
on
a
the fucking
sleep
couch.
like a fucking rock, not knowing how much you fucking ruined my night.
Oh my god.
It's like
That's so funny, dude. The dynamic of that. She just fucking throws up.
No
in an
idea.
Uber,
Yeah,
and falls asleep.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Just
that bitch.
wakes up, no thought about it. Meanwhile, it's like 3 p.m. the next day, and I'm just thinking about choking her, and just like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. But the cool thing is, like, you didn't have to have in the moment because you handled it well. You were mad.
I was terrified, bro.
But
It
afterwards,
was going
it's like,
so bad.
well, I mean, that was killer. And then the fact that we saw them fighting, we went, they were fighting.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think that's a perfect Heckler clip.
People thought it was a plant.
Really?
Like, people thought it was staged.
Nope.
And I'm like, I can see that, but also that's actually insane if we were to, like, make this elaborate.
Yeah.
Like, it's too weird
No.
for it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be too elaborate, but that was perfect. Just them fighting and her walking away. And it goes back to that relationship is how it works. It was like the boyfriend, just like her being a complete bitch.
And he being like, okay.
And him being like,
And
okay.
as long as she blows me, I'm fine.
Yeah. It's that
She can
fear.
embarrass me.
Yeah. Oh man, that dynamic. And then like she's in that relationship because she doesn't want to work on herself at all. I'm just gonna be the fucking cunt I am. We could say cunt, right?
Yeah.
The cunt I am, and I'm gonna find a boyfriend that will deal with it.
It's
And, like,
they look for tolerable boyfriends.
Yeah, if she meets someone and like the first fight he flips out and doesn't put up with her shit, in her mind she's like, well, he's not the one for me. Like it ends right there. It's like any guy that's gonna stand up for, because like if she was yelling in the parking lot like that, I would get in my car and drive away.
That was like
she
all
would-
the comments were like, you saved bro.
Yeah,
You're a hero, dude.
yeah,
Like, you got him out of that misery.
yeah.
You didn't even know, like, all this, like, relationship advice in the comments.
Yeah.
And then, bro, people were tagging other girls named Rachel. And they were like, I'm not like this.
Oh, I forgot
She doesn't
that
speak
part.
for Rachel.
Her name was Rachel. She comes there a lot.
That was
I think.
weird, dude. Yeah.
I think she's been back.
I don't mean to put her on blast, but also
No, she needs
was
it.
awful.
Yeah, that was.
Because that was my thing, was like, I'm going to do this new 5 minutes. And she, like, just, like, ruined it. But she ruined everyone else's set before me. Like, I watched her heckle the whole night.
But that was a pro move because, like, there'll be comic after comic after comic that will just have this woman in their ear and they don't handle it.
Well, that's part of being, like, new, dude.
Right.
Like,
that you don't know how to handle it.
You don't. It's like the point where you're like, I don't even want this to be happening right now. I don't know how to stop.
But it is.
I've been there, dude. I've been
Oh,
there
yeah.
where I just, like, looking back, I cringe. Not that anyone ever remembers, but you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
I could have
you remember.
like, having known what I know now, could have demolished that person.
Right.
Absolutely ruined their life.
Except you just let them do it.
But instead
yeah.
you're like, has anybody,
Yeah. The worst is like you don't even acknowledge it and you just let her be a bitch for 10 minutes straight and she makes your set worse, and in everyone's mind and the audience, they're thinking like, why is he letting her do that?
Exactly.
That's like when a comic
we're not even listening to his jokes,
Right. It's
because
just
we're trying
her.
to, they're
Like,
waiting
deal with
for
her.
the elephant to be addressed.
they're waiting, and then that's why, like, if it's like a showcase like the Moon Room, and there's like eight comics in a row that don't handle it,
Yeah.
when the first comedian that does handle it, they fucking explode because they're like, we were waiting for that. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's
when
the
you shut
extra.
her up, they're like, it's like that. Oh, thank God, someone, because everyone hates her.
Finally, some gladiator killed the tiger.
Yeah,
in the arena.
yeah.
You can literally say that with the mic stand. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, you could literally, yeah.
Spear her.
Yeah, you hold her up. Credits
I
roll.
love it, dude. And then the crowd got involved. I should have left it in there, but again, you only get a minute 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The one guy in the front goes, "She sucks," and that got like a big laugh.
Yeah.
And I wanted to leave all that in, but yeah, you could. I was like, I gotta fit the breakup clip in. I have the entire vlog of that night, and then that just happens to be one part of it.
Yeah, that was a great part of it. But I think if something like organic happens, I say fuck what you're gonna do, as long as it's like hitting, or if you feel like,
Right.
talking about it. But yeah, and then sometimes you have trouble getting back into your set because of what happened was so great. They don't want to go back to jokes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, you're like, you can't do that and then go back into, material, but you can. You just have to blend.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to ease back into it.
But man, that's such a fun room. Follow, was it Pug? Is there underscore?
Yeah, pug underscore face underscore comedy.
Yeah, Pug Face Comedy. If you go on my profile, you can definitely find Jimmy on there. And then is it at Jimmy Moynihan?
Jimmy at Jimmy.Moynihan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you have some of the best rooms, man. The vape show, I still have the footage from that. I got a lot of good. That was like a breakthrough set. I'm not gonna lie, bro, because it was. You let me do like extra time.
Yeah, just let you go.
I think I did 22 minutes, and yeah, I never truly thanked you for that, man. Because
Oh, you don't have to.
that was like, I watched the footage back from that, and I'm like, okay, I got to stretch my legs for the first time in a long time.
It's good to do that. You can take your time with things.
Yeah.
Like last night I did 25 minutes.
Dude, that's amazing.
And I was able to take my time with stuff that usually I have to rush.
You easily have 20 minutes, dude, because every time I see that set that you did 2-3 weeks ago, or it had to be like 2-3 months ago, at Milk,
Oh, yeah.
bro, you slaughtered. And you took your time like you were in an arena. Like you paused
Right.
perfectly. Yeah.
Well, I started figuring that out. It's like, okay, I have 10 minutes. I'm not going to try to cram as much as I can in 10 minutes. I'm going to do less and take my time. Like, it's better to do like 5 or 6 bits and take my time with it than be like, I have 10 minutes and I want to get 10 jokes in, because then it's just rush and I'm not fleshing everything out. So yeah, I think the key to like 10-minute sets is like, you don't want it to lag too much because you don't have time to, you don't have the time to like slow it down as like how you would in a 20 or 25-minute set. But do less bits and have fun with it more. And then I'll have like that, if something happens with the crowd, I have a couple bits that I just won't do. And that way it never seems rushed. Because that's another thing I used to do is like if something happened in the crowd or I'm talking to someone, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I have to get this in. Yeah. Like, no.
Speed up the tape.
Just drop some shit.
Nah, it's so true. Yeah, the other night I was at the Improv, and I was just supposed to be filming for Jari. And
that was cool. I saw that. You got up.
Dude, he was like, Finesse was like, he's like, are you funny? And I was like, I'm all right. And he's like, all right, you're doing 5 up top.
Yes.
And bro just threw me up. And like, he goes, now when I say 5, he's like, do 4. And he goes, because you got to let him laugh. And he's like, so do 4 minutes and get off. And I was just like, and then it reminded me mentally, like that was such a gem, because it's just like, it's so true. Like if you're doing 15, do 10.
Yeah.
Just kind of like see where you're at, but get off at the laugh. So I remember I'm like, I'm going to do the skydiving joke and then the brother joke. And then I'm out.
Yeah.
And that was it, dude. And it was like the perfect set.
Yeah, that's good.
I wasn't trying to rush.
No rush. Yeah, even if the 5-minute set, don't rush.
Yeah, I go, even if I just can do the skydiving joke in 5 minutes, that's even better. Then I know that that's 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But I just knew I was going to do 2 bits. And then y'all are a lot of fun tonight. And it was like, dude. But that's crucial that you, like, that you know that, man, because it took me forever to get to that point where I'm like, just take your fucking time, dude.
Yeah, yeah. They don't care about how many like bits you do.
Yeah,
you
they
just
don't
care
know.
about
Yeah.
getting it in. But a good set's a good set, whether you do like 1 or 2 or 3,
Exactly.
whatever.
And if you can get to the point where one bit is 15 minutes, like a story, but you have it like
fantastic. Yeah, and you could do like a 5-minute version of it or 10 or like, because like I think also what I'm learning is that longer bits, you still have to have like the setup punchline throughout it.
Oh,
it's not like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm doing a story and and things will be funny throughout it because it's a funny story. And so like, no, it's like you still have to set up everything.
My longest story is like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and you're just like, damn, okay, if I can get that to 20.
Well, I have like one long thing, and what I need to do is make it funnier throughout. And it's just I'm lazy and don't work on it enough. It's like that laziness. It sucks too because I know I'd be funnier if I wasn't so lazy. And like, I mean, like, I think something I do wrong is that like I'll get a joke to be pretty good, and then I'll be like, well, it works, so I'm not gonna do anything with it because it's hitting.
I think a lot of that's gonna come from when you start doing 30, 40 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing I always notice is like friends that I have that get like 15, like 3 15-minute sets. Like my boy Nick Tillelli in New York, he just got passed at like a bunch of clubs, and so he's like, man, it's crazy. Every night I get to do 20 minutes. Like he does an hour a night at 3 different clubs.
Wow.
So he's like, I could do the same set 3 times. I could do 3 different 5 minutes. Like,
yeah.
He goes, I have so many options now. But we would always talk about that coming up. Like, we're doing 8 5-minute open mics, but it's like, dude, if we could stretch 2-3 times a night at 15 minutes a piece, it's just
how much better is that?
It's gonna just launch you. But right now, it's like, dude, the set that you had at the Milk District the last time I saw you, that's special already, bro. And you're going to keep adding to that, obviously.
Yeah.
So no rush there, but it's
no,
just
yeah,
like,
I have to keep adding to it.
You have that checkpoint set where me and my buddy Nick would always say, like, no matter how shitty life got, you're like, dude, but I can do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You have that.
Like, they just towed my car, bro, but, yo, that new bit,
it really works. That's like how I feel. Is like anything that goes wrong, like anywhere else, I'm like, I have this, and so it's like personal.
That's insane.
Yeah, and that was fun, and like we were talking about, it's like things are just starting to click now.
You hit it, bro. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It's
nuts. Things are starting to click, and those are sets like when I stay. Like that whole night or most nights at Milk, I get to Milk. When I first started doing Milk, it was like a big deal for me, right? So like Anjan, when he ran it, he messaged me and Jake recommended me for Milk District. I treated Milk like it was like a late night spot. It was such a big deal for me. And when I got there, I was like, I had my like 10 minutes and I was like running the 10 minutes. And when I got there, I wasn't hanging, I wasn't loose, and I went up there, and like 20 seconds into my set, the guy that owns the jerk off massage place next door barreled in. There? He came in because someone was parking in his parking spot. So within 20 seconds of this 10 minutes that I practiced so much, it was derailed. And he goes, "Who parked in my spot?" And then screaming. And then Anjan came up.
You got heckled by the jerk off massage parlor
Yeah,
guy?
he was screaming.
Yo, okay. So for those that you don't know, there's this room called Barley and Vine. It's Milk District Comedy's venue, and they built a dope stage. It's literally like a comedy club. The bar tickets are $15. The floor is $10, and it's a dope room, dude. And they got bathrooms, and it's one of like the coolest spots in Orlando because it's a hard.
You said
room.
they have bathrooms?
like good bathrooms.
Oh yeah, they got bathrooms.
It's important to me.
No, it is
2 bathrooms.
It's just weird to like it's a great spot. They got bathrooms, doors.
I put bathrooms in an establishment at a very. That's why I fuck with Wawa so hard, because their bathrooms.
Bathrooms are great.
They don't hand me a key on a fucking nightstick.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah,
key, my friend.
Or like Buc-ee's.
Never been.
You haven't?
Never.
So
never will.
they advertise how good their bathrooms are, and you go into the bathrooms, and they're just like, it smells nice in there, and it's like shiny. They have
that's what people like, dude.
They hire people just to keep their bathrooms pristine all the time throughout the day.
Yep.
Okay, so
shout out to Buc-ee's for that, man. Now I'm actually gonna go.
Yeah, you gotta go. Okay, so. So there's right next to Barley and Vine. There's like an Asian massage parlor in which Asians work at.
Yeah, we're not rats.
And jerk off men. So there's always like mostly.
There's
men,
only
I'm sure.
2. What is it? 4 spots available?
For jerking off.
No, I don't know their schedule.
The parking spots. Yeah, I was just thinking like 2 jerk offs at a time. Yeah, so he came in, and then Anjan came up and said, whoever parked in the spots there, and then Anjan said, like, it's the jerk off, it's like a jerk off massage place, you can't park there. Anyway, so like after that, a guy ran out to move the car, and then the dude left. Then I was just on stage, and people laughed at how weird it was, and then right back to me. And I blanked completely. Everyone's waiting for me to make a joke, and I had about a minute and a half to think of something funny to say. Shit. And it came back to me, and because I was so tight, I take it back to also like a year and a half ago. I wasn't as good as I am now, but I was also so tight about the show, and the only thing that was going through my head was the 10 minutes that I had prepared for this show, that it came back to me, and I had some horseshit comment about, I don't even remember what I said, but it was terrible. And then, so like right after that, I went right back into my fucking set, like a jerk off massage parlor owner didn't barrel in.
Yeah, you didn't address it at all.
So no one was fucking into my set the rest of the time, because it's like that itch that the audience is just waiting.
Even funnier that you didn't even address it.
It wasn't funny for me. It wasn't funny for me. It was awful.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, but I see that.
Absolute nightmare.
And then the worst thing is the next guy that came on made a joke about it, and it fucking killed. And I'm like, So I remember driving, and then so I bombed the first time, and it was such a big deal for me. I remember driving home because, from Orlando to where I live, it's an hour and 10-minute drive. And I remember, I don't think I've ever, like, my grandma died, my childhood dog died, and that was awful for me. I don't think I ever felt worse than the drive back from that show.
Were you by yourself too?
By myself.
Oh yeah, you look at the guardrail and you're like, what if I just fucking 100 miles an hour?
Right, yeah.
You move the rearview mirror, you don't even want to see yourself?
Yeah, I could just, I don't want to see myself as I couldn't stand myself. Yeah, I saw a deer, I'm like, let's end both our lives. Like, it's just like.
The deer steps out on purpose.
Do you want to die with me tonight?
He's like, I heard what happened.
They had like a sense, the deer looked into my eyes and like, if you're ready, I'm ready, bro.
Go, that's a bomber.
Yeah.
Let me step in front.
It was awful. So my point is, I gotta stay loose. So I forgot that derailed.
Shit.
But yeah, so like.
No, it's true. You can't get stuck.
Do you feel that way? The looser you are off stage, like before a show. Like when I get to a show, I'm just trying to stay as loose as possible and be like stupid, and because I want to get on stage and have like a fun energy.
That's the thing that I'm going back to now, is you get so caught up in the formula of things that you got to go back to like, I'm going to have fun with this crowd.
Because what's the point if you're not having fun?
I'm going to have fun with this audience.
Yes.
And if they're having fun, then I know that like it's okay for me to have fun.
Yeah, and also
And
if
that's the
I'm having
mentality.
fun, they are having fun.
Because
well,
they'll
not
see-
always, but
Well, yeah, but they'll see that you're having fun, and they'll be like, okay, it's all a joke. Like, because what I'm learning is I have to smile at some of my punchlines because otherwise people will be like, is he? Oh my god, is he serious?
yeah, you got to stand
gosh.
behind the joke.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Oh, just like, but you can smile a little bit, and that's like, okay, he's smiling. Yeah, like with you say some like edgy shit, which is great, and I love that you don't back down from it. Like you don't you never change your set as far as like where you are, and you just you're ruthless, which is great. Yeah, and so like if they see that you're absolutely comfortable with saying whatever, then they'll feel more comfortable too.
Yeah, you have to. That's just from bombing with it over and over. It's like you have to get to the point where, you want to talk about loose. It's almost like to the point where you're like, I'm either gonna live or die every set.
Yeah,
and if they're not feeling it, like I'll even say like, guys, we're only 38% done with this joke,
right?
And then they're like, you keep hitting them, and you're like, all right, you guys did okay. Like you you
made it through it.
Yeah, you like judge them, or
you got through it,
or you just address how awkward they are. That's the thing that New York taught me is you have to constantly address everything that's going on. Sometimes before you even get into your act, like or
if
even
there's anything that should be addressed,
or like at Moon Room, if someone's always having to drag a chair, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, make more noise with that chair, and then everyone like laughs because the guy, and then the guy's like called out.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
like,
just be kind of not a bully, but address
everything. Yeah, because it's a loud chair drag. So like they couldn't hear a couple words that you said. So like in a conversation, you would say like, be a little louder with that, or
like,
whatever.
Oh, this guy's going for a record, longest chair drag fucking in public or
it's
some
so
shit.
painful when a comic won't address something.
Yes.
And then, I'm self-reflecting because I used to not address anything. I used to be so like, and I still am working on that. But like just being like, well, this isn't part of my act, so I can't mention the elephant in the room.
Exactly.
But yeah, like everything, like being present, and sometimes you have to do that. Like last night, just that Green Bay Packers joke I told. They laughed at I have like two things.
I just reposted that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I was
now
like,
it's gonna
Jimmy's
blow
coming
up.
On.
Yeah,
dude, you're gonna get at least one follower from this podcast,
definitely.
dude.
Oh, for sure. I'm banking on it. Jimmy Moynihan.
Plug it up.
But like they laughed at the first two things, and then the third one is suggesting that I'm thinking about blowing my brains out.
Right.
And they didn't laugh at that third one, so I'm like, cool. We got through the dark stuff. We got through it together. And then they laughed at that. And we were good. It's like just being aware that they're little pussies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to call them out for just being like morons. Or if they laughed at like something other, like they'll laugh at like, like a Down syndrome cage fighting joke.
Yeah, they don't care.
But then they'll pull back at like a gay joke. And I'm like,
so
guys.
Dumb. It's so dumb because they decide what they're going to be offended by based on how it's affecting them or what they think of other people.
It's their thing.
That's what we're saying. Like dates, it's like so tough. There's a lot of people that go on dates at Milk District, and that there's so many situations where they would laugh, but they're worried about what the girl that they're trying to have sex with is thinking of them.
Yeah, you gotta do
just
the Def
cowards.
Jam. Look at all the couples in here. Look at all the couples in here.
There's such
bunch of lovebirds in this motherfucker.
Yeah. They love that. You've been together how long? How long have you been together?
How long y'all been together?
Yeah. Give it up for them.
40 motherfucking years. Give it up. Fucking goddamn years.
Give it up. Yeah, it's.
I'd be such a good old black comedian, dude. Oh
yeah,
my God.
you would
I would
kill
come out
it.
and just murder.
You would really kill it. It's a shame you were born white.
Sometimes
you have an old black soul.
I should have.
Which is great. I feel that.
Oh man.
Yeah, us whites have it tough, man.
Dude, it is hard being a straight white male. People thinking that you have it easy. That's the
No,
thing, dude.
no.
You ever put... This is when I realized the perspective was off. The game was fucked up. Is there really is no sympathy if you're a broke white person from other cultures.
No.
I remember I put $3 in my Buick Regal like one time, and a Mexican gardener looked at the pump, and he just like... He did like the shake my head. Like, how did you fuck up?
Yeah.
My friend, you even have the glasses, my friend. You fucking up.
Yes, we have no excuses. I think that's what it is. And yeah, that's embarrassing.
But that's bullshit that there is no excuse.
We have a lot
My
of...
rent's high as fuck too, guys.
Yeah.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not gonna go well.